What's up? What's up? What's up? Garage Gym Revolution. It's Coach Evan with another live masterclass for you guys. Happy August. More than halfway through the year. How is it August already? It's insane. As per usual, if you're with me live, hashtag live in the comments below so I can shout you out. If you are watching the replay, hashtag replay so I can follow up with you after your video. Let's dive right in. If you got our email, you got our text today, all of those things happened with automated processes. Yes, I sent you a text message from our account, but it didn't happen by me using my thumbs in order to do that. My email, obviously I didn't do all of that stuff manually as well. There were systems, processes, and automations that were put in place from the moment you discovered the Garage Gym Revolution and who I am. And so it's really important for you to understand the necessity, not the option, but the necessity of having automations up and running for your business. And we use a platform called Zapier. And if you're not familiar with Zapier, no problem, I'm going to walk you through it. But the first thing I want to do is utilize this screen that's in front of me to give you an idea of what the client's journey or a lead's journey is like in your life and all of the processes that go into place to make sure that a lead doesn't fall through the cracks. So I'm going to go ahead and draw on my favorite whiteboard. And what you need to know is that anytime you make an offer, right, you're putting out something into the world that says, hey, come say what's up, come join my 6-week program, come buy personal training, whatever, whether that's paid or organic. There are processes that go into this that will allow you to make your customer's journey extraordinarily easy. And if you don't have these processes, what you end up doing is a bunch of manual work that takes hours and hours and hours of your time every day. If you missed last week's training with Franco from Pepper, right? His whole reason for developing this new system was to make his life easier through automation. And so from your offer, let's say we're running a paid ad, there are a million different ways to go about it. In the Garage Gym Revolution, you need to know that the way that we do it is quite simple. We will make a very basic offer, and from this offer, we will ask somebody to fill out a form or an application. Okay, you with me so far? What happens here? Well, most likely, we are going to gather some kind of data. What kind of data do we need to gather? Well, for starters, we're going to need their name. In addition to that, we're going to need their number. We're also going to want to be able to gather their email so we can contact them. And maybe if you're doing some kind of social media platform outreach, you're also gathering Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those kind of profiles. Doing a quick Google search. And you have to store all this information somewhere. Most likely, you are storing it in some kind of CRM. Now, CRM stands for, let's get a different color pen. If you are not familiar, CRM is customer relationship management software. All right, that's what CRM means. All right, so you need to store this data somewhere because if you start to develop a team, everybody needs to be able to access this team. All right, so if they fill out a form, what we end up doing is having this data get automatically populated into our sales pipeline. All right, in addition to this sales pipeline, they get put into a bunch of different automations. And so from this form, we need to confirm via all of these things: email, phone, right? SMS, call, all that stuff. We need to confirm that we've gathered their data, right? This confirmation will also lead people into some sort of cadence. What do I mean by cadence? I mean your email sequence. In our program, we have a 21-day email sequence to make sure we don't lose any leads. Some kind of SMS sequence. We have a 14-day SMS sequence to make sure we keep our leads hot. In addition to that, we have our dial sequence. How many times are we going to call a lead? Does anybody have an answer for that? Any of my clients watching this right now have an answer for this? If you have the answer in the comments, let me know what it is. In my opinion, you call a lead until somebody tells you to kick rocks. That's when we stop calling clients. Just right now, I'm going to look at my phone. I've got, oh, nobody's told me to go F myself. That's really nice. But usually when I send people these reminders, at least one person says stop texting me when they were the one that gave me all this information. And so these are the things that need to be automated. And if I'm not automating it, I'm not going to get people to show up to my lives. I'm not going to get people to answer my phone call. I'm not going to get people to answer my emails. I'm not going to get people to then get scheduled. Let's see how much room we've got, right? Scheduled for an appointment, to then show for an appointment, to then show and purchase my services. There are a lot of steps that go into sequencing your sales pipeline. And if you don't have a CRM, the first thing you need to do is get one. And I'm going to show you what we utilize here. We actually utilize a combination of services because I'm a very visual, as you can see, visual learner and visual data gatherer. So it was really important for me to visualize my pipeline in such a way that made sense for me. And in addition to having that pipeline, it was really important for me to be able to automate these processes so that when a lead comes in, not only am I getting their data, am I getting reminded, I'm also keeping them hot through the appropriate cadences and sequences that make sure that my leads don't get lost. I'm going to go ahead and take this board down. You guys dig this board as much as I do? I hope so. It's my new favorite toy. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm also going to open it up, get a little bit more light in here for you. Anybody who's already using these kind of processes, keep going. If you have your systems in place, I'm not saying that mine is going to be better. I just want to share with you what we do and the process that we have developed in order to keep our leads hot. And the first thing I want to show you is actually my sales pipeline. If you happen to see your name in here, I apologize, but none of your data is going to be shared, so don't worry about it. But we have created a very simple template for all of our clients so that they know exactly where their leads go. This is a app you may be familiar with. It's called Trello. It's not necessarily designed as a sales pipeline, but this is exactly how we use it. And as you can see, I've got my leads in a way that makes the most sense for me, right? So initially, all of our new leads comes into this new lead sheet. So this is just where the data gets populated initially. From here, we then route them. We have a few people on our team. They either get routed to me, myself, or they get routed to my appointment setter, or they get routed to one of my closers, right? From here, we're tracking, are they contacted? And inside all of this information, I'm gonna take one of my inner circle clients. Hey, Rami, if you see this, sorry, I hope people don't look at this, but you can see how much data we have on Rami. Rami's a good dude. I'm just making sure you guys don't get his number, right? Rami's a super good dude, and we've contacted him a bunch before he became a client. We tracked every step of the way, understood where we were in the pipeline. One of my sales associates says if it isn't written on the pipeline, it doesn't exist. And so it's really important for us every step of the way to be contacting people. And so you can see all of the steps in our process, right? And so we've got our routed, we've got our contacted, we've got leads that are personal to me, we've got people on our 10-day Fitpreneur program, we got people in our inner circle, and we've got people who are lost, cold, or permadeath. Now I'm gonna let you know right now, the difference between lost and cold is that right now might not be right for a particular lead, and you're gonna wanna make sure that you have a column for those people. That doesn't mean that they're gone, right? Plenty of our lost and cold leads might even be watching this video right now, might be in our Facebook group. It's okay. We still respect you. We still want to give you value. We still want you to understand that we care about you, right? And we understand that right now might not be the time for you to be in our world. And we want to make sure we understand who those people are and we track where they are. And we'll follow up with them in 2, 3, 6, 9, 12 months, right? The other lead list that we have is permadeath. Right? I'm a gamer. I love video games. Those of you who are aware of video games and games called roguelites, there are games where if you die, you're dead. You got to start the game over. It's called permadeath. And so that is our system. And if you saw your name in permadeath, you shouldn't be in my group because the only people that get permadeath are people that disrespect me or my team. And so it's very important that we have those people because we don't want to we don't want to have that kind of negativity in our world. We don't want to even bother helping out people who don't want help. And so we have two separate columns. So lost and cold, right? These are people who might not be right now, but definitely want our help, definitely need our help. People we definitely want to keep in our world. Permadeath, go ahead and kick rocks. If you saw your name in permadeath, you shouldn't be watching this video anyway. That's as blunt as I'm going to get. You were disrespectful to me and my team. And I highly suggest that anybody who's dealing with people who don't respect your services, don't respect your value, don't respect your time, you tell them to kick rocks the same way that we do. And now what I want to show you is Zapier itself, okay? Now in Zapier, you can create a million different connections. What's cool about Zapier is it links things together that may not automatically get linked. So for example, if you were to run Facebook ads for your fitness business, the leads and the lead information would exist in Facebook, but it would not exist anywhere else. So every single day, let's say you're spending $100 a day on ads. Every single day, you would have to check your lead form, right? If you're going to send people from an ad to an external source, like a ClickFunnels or your website or your landing page or whatever, you're going to find a way to track that. And how do you do it? You do it with Zapier. And there's a million different ways that we can do it. And I'm going to show you right now the most simple automation that you can create for your business. Now, the things that we want to do is collect the data and we want to put it somewhere. So I'm going to use Facebook ads as an example, but this could be connected to your forms. Okay. So for Facebook ads, we utilize a system called lead ads. And you can see that when we get a new lead, something is going to happen. All right. I'm going to choose my account. I'm just going to create some kind of automation. Let's just say here. All right. In here, we've got a bunch of different forms. We're just going to do our basic form. Okay. Most likely there won't be any data that comes up, and that's okay. Oh, there we got some data. All right, cool. So now the next step is, where does this information need to go? So first and foremost, I need to populate a lead sheet. So I'm going to go and check Google Sheets, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new spreadsheet row in a leads sheet that I already have. All right, and you can see that I've got my Google Sheets set up already. I'm going to go ahead and pick my drive, and I'm just going to pick a random spreadsheet, untitled spreadsheet. Fantastic. Beautiful. All right, so now, that's all right. What we are going to see is anytime we get a new lead, Zapier is going to send that data from Facebook into Google Sheets. So I don't have to do anything, but I still now have to check Google Sheets. So that's not enough for me. So here's what I want to do. I want Zapier to email me. And if you got my email this morning, or if you got my text this morning, this is exactly the email that I send. So I'm going to send it to myself, evan@garagegymsecrets.com. Cool. Subject line is, you've got a new lead. Bam, right? And then in the body, I'm going to put in the data that Facebook has available. So I'm going to put full name, I'm going to put email, and then I'm going to put phone number. That's all I really need. With our fitness clients, we will also add additional data, like what's your primary goal? We only ask 2 questions on our forms, but we want to make sure that if I'm going to reach out via email to some of these people, that I'm actually reaching out with some kind of personal information. Hey, Evan, just got your application, just got you filling out your form. Looks like you're interested in losing 20 pounds, right? Looks like you've got a bum knee, whatever it might be. I want to make sure that I give some kind of personalization so that they know why I'm reaching out to them. Because a lot of the time, you'll call people like, I don't remember filling out a form. And then when you give them the information, like, oh, that's right, you're Evan with Garage Gym Secrets. All right, cool. Right? So I give myself all the information that I need, and then I move forward. Pretty simple. Now, if you're like me, you're probably on your phone more often than you are in front of your computer. So I'm going to send myself a text. Sweet. Scheduling this text, SMS to me, and it's going to say the exact same thing. I'm going to choose a number. By the way, if you pay for Zapier, if you pay for one of their tiers, I think it might be $50 a month, this stuff is free, right? You can have as many automations as you want. We run automations for our clients so that they don't actually have to pay for Zapier, but I'm just going to fill in the exact same information that is getting populated in the email. Cool. This is awesome. Now I just have to name it. Lead to sheet to email to SMS. Bam. But you know what? This takes care of me. It doesn't necessarily take care of my client. And that might not be enough. That might not give my potential clients an opportunity to really engage with me. So I want to add them into either my email campaign with ActiveCampaign, and I can go ahead and do that right now. That's a little bit more private information, so I'm not comfortable sharing with you guys, but if you have MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or HubSpot or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. It's just as simple as this. And the other thing I want to do is incorporate them into my texting platform, right? And with my texting platform, they're going to get an immediate text message, or they're going to get added as a contact. Let's see which happens. Cool. Choosing my simple SMS, simple texting account. By the way, if you get text messages from this is our business line, right? We don't accept phone calls from this line, but it allows us to send automations via text, right? And we add them to a name, to a group name. Now, if you have your backend set up from your texting or from your emails, right? It's as easy as adding somebody to, let's just say, my GGR contacts, right? And they'll immediately start getting text messages based upon the campaigns that I've created within Simple Texting. I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole nother level of training. But you can see how easy it is for me to gather data from the lead sheet, to populate an actual lead sheet, right? To confirm myself via email, confirm myself via text, and then also, I'll call this client facing, add to SMS campaign. Bam. Now, teaching you guys how to do this took me, let's look at the time. Where are we as far as time? 17 minutes. 17 minutes. And the cool thing is, I'm set up with every single lead that comes into my pipeline. Took me 17 minutes to set up. I know I ran through it quickly. You could do this in less than an hour. And it'll cost you, if you had all of these steps all at once, it'll probably cost you about $40 a month. And now your pipeline is automated. Now all of these steps are taken care of for you. And now you really understand the importance of having a pipeline and the value in keeping your leads hot, getting them into your email campaigns, getting them into your SMS campaigns, right? And also having that data sent to you personally. So if you get a lead right now, what's the best time to call them? Right now. When we were running ads for our fitness business, anytime a new lead would come in, I would immediately send them a text from our business line, and we would call them to get them scheduled for an appointment. And 10 times out of 10, clients be like, holy crap, that was fast. I just filled that information out. And clients and businesses that don't have these automations, they're the ones who end up losing it. Because clients who are ready, who are problem aware, solution aware, hungry for what you offer, they want to be handled very, very quickly. We all got attention spans of goldfish. Twitter did that to us. TikTok's doing it to us. Facebook's doing it to us. The fact that you guys are here live with me for 18 minutes and 30 seconds, you guys are geniuses. You guys are beyond the grade, right? Seriously, awesome for being here, right? Sticking with it and being willing to learn new skills that are going to help develop your business. Most people aren't like that. Most people want the quick fix. And so you have to respond with that quick fix. And all it takes is just a little bit of planning, taking a step back, doing what you can on your back end to make your front end easier. Does that make sense? Doing what you can to set up all of your automations will make your sales process, will make your lead generation process, will make your pipeline that much smoother. And you know what's really important? We just brought on a new associate into our team. It took her 1 day to understand what we were doing, because we had all of these steps laid out. We had our automations in place. We had our pipeline so locked in that it would be impossible for her to not understand. And all you need to do is a little bit of background info, right? Utilize something like Zapier. There are different options out there, but I really like Zapier. Super simple. Like just looking at the user face, let me show you again. You can see it's a path, right? If this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. Super duper simple. Right? For me, keep it simple, stupid, because I am. I need it to be simple because I am not smart. And so with that in mind, I want to look at something and really have a clear understanding as to the path, right? Just like my visual pipeline, right? Yes, other CRMs might have more power than what's available here, but for me, spent the first 10 minutes on a glass whiteboard in front of you, right? You can get a really good understanding as to why the visual representation of where my leads live, right, in my pipeline is so valuable for me. This all makes sense. This all help you guys out. Usually a lot of these kind of trainings get put to the wayside. I'm giving you a lot of the how and a lot of the why. And most of the time in groups like this, you don't get a lot of how. But if I can give you any bit of advice, it would be locking your back end to make your front end process that much easier. And your life will be just night and day from where it is when you're scrambling, texting, calling, emailing. Is this guy in the right place? Is that person in the right place? If you take one day to figure out your Zapier processes, or if you need me to help, you know what to do. Reach out to me, send me a DM. I'm more than happy to see where you are and see how I might be able to help you out further. We've been doing this for about 21 minutes now. Are there any questions from my live users before we call it a night? If you guys missed out on last week's live interview with Franco Urbaiz from Dream Big Media, he did a killer 1-hour presentation on Pepper. And so if you missed that automation from lead gen, how to generate 250 leads a week for your business, you need to go back into the group. It is in the guides right now, or you need to comment below, send me the training, and I'll send it to you privately. It's been about 30 seconds. I don't see any comments. So guys, thank you guys very much. Another Monday Mastermind. I will be back with you tomorrow for a replay and some other pieces of valuable information that I can't wait to share with you. A lot of big things happening towards the end of this year. Have a fantastic rest of your week, rest of your month. I will see you tomorrow.